What's up, guys? Welcome back to the PuLSeCast. This is the third episode. I'm PuLSeMerge, the leader of Pulse Gaming. I've got with me KinGz, the co-leader, and PulseGroove, the recruiter for Pulse. Same group as last time, but that's right, because this is a pretty epic group. You're not gonna lie. What's up, guys?
What are you up, guys? To?
The sky?
The sky is up. It's not down, that's for sure.
And from a certain perspective, the ground is up. We've talked about
we
this.
have talked about this. Sometimes the ground is up. Depends if you live in China or not. But regardless, anything you want to say before we get right into it? Because we all just stopped talking.
Okay, do you want me to tell that joke I said I was going to tell earlier?
No, are we really starting this off?
Okay, we could start it off with a retarded joke if we want. I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, let's get it on the
Let's just start it off with a retarded joke. All right.
Okay, let me set the scene for you guys. I was watching episode 3 of Star Wars with a couple of buddies. Already off the bat I had made a mistake because fuck the prequels. But it was at that scene when Anakin had the 2 lightsabers to Dooku's neck, and you know how Palpatine's like, do it, right?
Yeah.
That's his line. He's just like, do it.
Yeah.
So we just started coming up with spin-off jokes of that line, do it. This was during Passover, so the first thing I said was, hey Palpatine, you mind if we say the Lord's Prayer? Do it. Hey Palpatine, I heard you were pitching in that baseball game the other day. How'd you do? Threw it.
What was that laugh from her? Is that like sounded forced?
That was forced. It's because it's stupid.
I told that joke a little bit earlier too.
Yeah, he's already told us a whole bunch of them, so we're kind of like, we already
because we already know what's going on.
Hey Palpatine, there's this girl passed out on the couch. What do I do? Screw it.
Screw it.
That's my favorite one.
That's least favorite one.
Just the fact that you're calling it and you're not even.
Screw it. It has no gender. Screw it.
Hashtag derogatory female jokes. Sorry, 1% of our viewer base.
Sorry, 0.01% of our viewer base.
Oh gosh.
And we lost all female viewers already.
Oh, sorry, we lost 1 view out of all the 12,000. No, I've got like 30,000 views on my channel. I probably lost like 1 of them in the future. Like, in the next 2 years, I probably lost about 1 view because of that.
I regret that. There's going to be Twitter posts about our sexism.
Yeah, I know, right? We might actually gain some subs from that. No, I'm just kidding.
Hashtag Pulse Gaming sucks dick.
Sucks.
No. Oh.
Hashtag Grooves is sexist.
Yeah, well, he's the one who brought it up, so I guess we're just...
Nah, son, I ain't about that life anymore.
Hashtag is gay.
Alright, so what's the first question for today?
Alright, let's start off with a topic. It's not really a question, but it's a topic. Okay, so something's happened fairly recently.
The question is later Groove, alright? Now is the time.
God.
So, recently, a lot of people have been getting kicked from FaZe, okay? FaZe, the big team with all the super beast snipers and trickshotters. A lot of people have been getting kicked, alright? There have been various reasons for this, and we'll go over them. However, just talking about, like, the past few months, this has mostly been going on, and a lot of people recently have been complaining about too many new members being recruited to FaZe, so maybe, like, one thing they're thinking is that they're trying to balance it out again, you know, dropping some of the older players that aren't really doing much anymore, but they've actually had a variety of reasons for supposedly kicking some of these players. Anyways, I'm going to quickly go over who got kicked. Let me see here. I believe it was FaZe Matter, the most recent one kicked, FaZe Cuban, FaZe Zejum, FaZe Slasher, FaZe Rebirth, FaZe Aquas, FaZe Quality, and FaZe Tito. And I think there might be others that I might be missing, but I think those are, like, the main recent,
I have a question for you.
Recent kicked ones. Yes, what would that question be?
But why?
Yeah, no.
No, seriously, I have no idea why they got kicked.
I will go over that just for you.
You said, like, because some of them were, like, inactive or something like that?
Yeah, part of it's due to inactivity, and then there are a couple other reasons. Once we get to Matter, you'll hear some unusual reasoning, but we'll get to that.
Fake clips, that's what it was.
No, however, that's the reason that FaZe Agni got kicked like 2 years ago and then started Obey. But regardless, actually, I think he's the only person to ever get kicked from FaZe. And then there's what's his name? FaZe Viz, who actually did fake clips, but then he left after revealing that he faked clips. But he didn't get kicked. He just like left, and at the same time, simultaneously, just like admitted to faking clips. But regardless, those were a while ago. That's old news. I'm talking about recently. So, let's see who to start off with. Well, first of all, starting off with like five people were kicked at once, like a few weeks before Phase 5 came out. Coincidence? 5 people all at once. In preparation of recruiting 5 new people.
That must be kicking the old members, making way for new members.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I've never heard anybody actually make that correlation, but it was literally 5, or not 5. Yeah, it was literally 5 people a few weeks before Phase 5 came out, or like soon around the time it was announced or something. I don't know how long ago. I don't know how long ago specifically it was.
That they have a limited amount of members, like it's a house in. Like it's the Congress or like whatever. It's like a specific amount of members that can be in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they're expanding anymore. They're just keeping with the newest, best snipers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just to try to keep up the prestigiousness of the clan.
Yeah, which does make sense.
Let's admit it. Sniping clans are abundant.
Mm-hmm.
Us included.
Us included, yeah.
Yeah. Also,
PuLSeCast?
I thought you said you were done with that, KinGz.
Well,
Yeah.
I had a change of heart.
You can't give up PuLSeCast. You can never give up
Be
PuLSeCast.
happy about that.
You never give up pulse hype.
One does not simply stop PuLSeCast. That's not a thing.
You guys were misusing it, and you guys were just like doing it like after every other sentence you were saying. It's gotta be the right.
You only
PuLSeCast-
did it like 3 times in the
Yeah,
last
that is true.
episode.
We didn't do it that much.
Okay, the first PuLSeCast, you guys did a lot. So.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
but that's when we came up with it. We just came up with it on the spot, and we had to just like, give it a good run.
You're welcome.
Give it a good.
Give it a good run right off the start, just like let everyone viewing and listening just know what PuLSeCast is.
Okay, yeah. So there's a trigger for it, like whenever we're talking about Pulse.
You have sickles hype. Yes, that's when we should do it.
Okay, now that we have it, shut up. Now that we have an understanding.
See, that's misusing it, right?
Well, he did say Pulse Hype, so I had to. Just saying. I mean, if you say it, it has to be followed by the double clap. It's.
Yes, but you might find yourself doing it alone if you're like the most awkward.
All right. But it's funny.
Really weird, you just doing it by yourself.
This doesn't look that weird.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that is what she said. Why'd you go there, Luke? Why'd you go there, Max? Why you're both just.
Sorry.
You should be sorry.
I'm worried you just said, yeah, that is what she said, and then you're saying like, why did we go there? You're just like, what do you do?
You make it too easy.
Yeah, you make it too easy sometimes. Every once in a while, you just say something that just requires. It's just a mandatory. That's what she said. You know what I mean?
Your mom makes it too easy.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Your mom makes it too easy.
By the way, that was the clap.
Yeah, that was okay.
Okay, well, let's just get back into it. All right. So,
Alright.
anyways,
What was I saying? Like the whole prestigiousness thing. Like it's just another factor to separate FaZe from the rest of the sniping community. Like to put them up on a higher pedestal. They are the quintessential sniping clan. That's what you want to get into. This is the community you want to be a part of.
I want to stay.
So they're making it
Same.
a limited amount of space and a limited amount of players that can be in that group. That's just I'm just spitballing.
Yeah.
Here. And like I said earlier, the ones that you can't criticize are the ones that have true power over you. I don't want to criticize FaZe for the kicking of members because that could end badly.
Yeah, you'd be on the receiving end of a solid chunk of hate. But
Never-ending shitstorm.
yeah, basically. If you went too far, it would happen. And you'd be exiled from every clan over 100 subs. Permanently blacklisted from everyone.
Okay, fun fact. There is a band. There is a legitimate metal band called Never Ending Shitstorm.
Okay, why does that exist?
I don't know.
Well, who knows? I mean, metal bands. They probably just scream a lot. Yeah, that is what their music is. Just basically, they just basically make the longest, worst songs possible and call it a never-ending shitstorm. Storm. And they repeat that for like 2 hours.
I remember I would like.
It's your favorite song.
Remember when you showed me that you introduced that song to me?
Yeah, and then you played it nonstop.
Yeah, because
you go
I thought it was funny, and I would like troll people.
Yeah, you'd go into lobbies and play it into your mic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Good old Modern Warfare 3 days.
I know, right? Okay, so...
Oh, those were back in the days when we had the rage quit counter.
Oh, yeah, the rage quit counter. Yeah. That was fun. We would make kids rage quit, and I put a counter in my clan tag. We got those counters pretty high in one day. We get 20-something rage quits in a day, just because we just dump on kids so hard and face off.
Using like PM9s.
Yeah, we use PM9s and often snipers too. We'd just be using like guns that aren't even like good. We weren't using MP7s or ACRs to make them rage quit. We'd just be using things that, actually took some measure of skill, like 1887, SPAS 12s, like those retarded shotguns that give hit markers at point blank range.
I think I have reached a new level of god status when when my first gold gun was the 1887.
My first gold gun was proudly the Dragunov. Just saying. Before the patch, before they buffed it. Yeah, when it was useless, when it was literally the worst gun in the game. That gold Dragunov swag.
For 3, I kind of try-harded. That was my try-hard.
Yeah, that was your try-hard game.
So my first gold gun was the MP7.
Was your first gold.
The MP7.
Oh, no, it was the UMP, yeah.
The UMP, yeah. Of course, like halfway through your Modern Warfare 3 career, you started really getting into the sniping thing, and then you were like big sniper in Modern Warfare 3. I mean, that's when we started Pulse, basically.
Yeah.
I actually started sniping a lot.
That's the end of Modern Warfare 3's life cycle.
Yeah, I started sniping actually in Black Ops 1, and yeah, but of course that was hard to snipe in, and I wasn't good like at all.
Hashtag KOG. Hashtag never forget.
Yeah, never forget. But that was basically my last like try-harding game, and then like a few months before Modern Warfare 3 came out, I started really getting into sniping, and then I carried that over to Modern Warfare 3.
Black Ops 1 competitive was super fun.
It was.
The maps were so good for it.
Yeah, and even sniping's still really fun that game if you actually get good, because I mean it's probably the most. It's probably the least.
That video you posted on your channel, go check it out. Yeah. Links in the description.
If I remember. But you can go to my channel and like find like a recent Black Ops 1 video I posted. You should see from the thumbnail. It's the only one there. But either way, it's probably the least noob-friendly game for sniping. Like honestly, you can't, like, you have to be already a like, what am I saying?
Like trying to quickscope in World at War without a PTRS.
Yeah, you have to already be a good sniper to even like do good with a sniper in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I really like the bolt actions in World at War, like, even not the PTRs, but regardless.
Okay.
That was just me.
Oh, we're going to try to make, like, a bolt action.
Oh, we tried. Yeah, I remember that. There was actually a section on Game Battles for exclusively bolt action clans. Like, you could use nothing but bolt actions, and I wanted to do that so bad, but we couldn't get 4 people. We were stuck at 3 forever. But that would have been fun, actually. Bolt actions, like, bolt action.
Third person?
Sova.
Oh, yeah.
But we were just stuck at 3, like, that would have been so fun, too. Like, bolt actions were my thing in World at War. Like, I guess you could say that my first real sniping game was World at War, because I literally used bolt actions more than anything else, but it was always without the scope. I didn't actually, like, snipe. I just sort of used a scopeless bolt action rifle as if we were using an assault rifle, almost, but...
You have no idea how happy it made me when they released the ballista in Black Ops 2 and said, hey, there's an iron sight option. Cheers, Nate.
I was very happy with that, too. And the iron sight's actually pretty fun to use, I will admit. Very hit-markery, but fun. Very fun.
Oh my god.
I will say.
So much fun.
So much fun. I mean, who doesn't like an iron sight ballista? Like, that's just fun right there.
That's just manly.
It's just manly. Like, when you take a sniper rifle and you're just using the raw iron sights on a bolt action sniper, that's when you know you're pretty manly, right? Just like, It's like,
Or when you
yeah.
go and use a KSG or something like
Very
that.
similar. I mean, it's basically an iron sights ballista with a higher rate of fire.
I'm trying to think. There aren't really many big maps in Black Ops 2, are there?
Turbine.
Like really long-rangey maps.
Turbine, that's about it.
It's like trying to use a KSG on Turbine. That's just
not a good idea, but if you can pull it off, then great. Okay, we got...
That's like Dr. Pepper 10 status of manliness.
I suppose.
Have you not seen those commercials?
Yeah, I've seen this commercial. Just the guy eating bark off a tree and eating a fish straight out the water with his bare hands or whatever. I don't know. Regardless, we went like super off topic. We went out into like we went.
I know we were even talking about. Okay, guys, we're not gonna go like getting subtopics.
Yeah, that topic. That topic literally went from like New York to the Himalayas.
Like, seriously, and
I think there's a song about that.
No, there isn't. No. Anyways.
By the never-ending shitstorm.
Yeah, but it was just 2 minutes. It was just like 2 hours of just on repeat for 2 hours.
You should probably put like a warning before, say, you might want to turn down the volume.
Rest in peace, headphone users. FaZe, do you have anyone? Alright, you probably don't know who that is. Neither of you know who that is. Actually, we'll get to mentioning him in this topic.
Who?
FaZe Jev. Anyways, you've heard of him, right?
I have.
Wait, you have?
Who?
FaZe Jev.
Jev. J-E-V. You've heard of him?
Nope.
Yes. Well, Luke hasn't.
We'll talk about that.
Okay, but, you know, the headphone thing, I had to bring it up. Anyways, back to what we were saying. Oh my gosh, whoa. We're getting way off the... Okay.
I think we finished that topic.
Not quite.
Pretty sure.
Okay, so anyways, the five people who were kicked before Phase 5 were Zedgem, Rebirth, Aquaz, Quality, and Slasher. These are all like actually members that have been in Phase for a really long time, and probably people didn't really expect to get kicked. I mean, probably like Slasher, he was just completely inactive. Rebirth I thought was pretty active actually. Same with Zedgem, Aquaz, like...
And they just, like, kicked him?
Yeah, I mean, they weren't the most active, but they were still, you know, they're still somewhat active. I mean,
Slasher, he was pretty cool.
Yeah, but he just went totally AFK. Like, he hadn't even probably gotten on his Xbox in, like, a year or so. They just had to kick him at that point, but... Aquaz, Zedgem, and Rebirth had recently, you know, not like super recently, but, you know, they put out some stuff fairly recently, so it's kind of surprising that they got kicked. Quality, maybe, I don't recall seeing much from him. I think he was kind of inactive too. But I heard the reason why those three members that were actually still fairly active got kicked. I heard it's because they were actually, like, not doing anything. They weren't active on their personal channel, and while they were still playing the game and getting clips and, like, making episodes and stuff, they didn't make any videos for their personal channel. I think one thing that FaZe has been definitely making a huge push towards is they want people to be active on their individual channels. They want people who will actually like post videos, especially like commentaries and stuff, and actually have like a fan base rather than people who post a clip once every 5 months like these guys basically did. And I think what they did is they, you know, tried like telling their members that, you know, they need to start doing that. And, you know, you've probably seen some FaZe members like starting to upload more, and probably most of them have. But a few of them, like these guys, I guess, didn't really do that, and as a result, I think that's maybe why they got kicked.
That's one thing I think Optic did really well, is have their members have their own established personal channels.
Mm-hmm. They did that pretty good for a while, until they, you know...
I'm foreshadowing.
Yes, we're foreshadowing to the future. But yeah, they like in the Phase 5, they actually want people, like, to submit their clips. They want you to add, like, a little commentary with your clips, like, saying, like, talking about why you should be in FaZe and stuff like that. And this is something that never has been seen in a recruitment challenge before. I think what they're really trying to do is find people who they know can actually, like, you know, make actual videos and have a fan base and have an established fan base.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, have like a connection too.
Yeah.
With that fan base that they have.
Yeah, so even if this person has 2 subs and no actual fan base, if they see potential there, if they see like this person, you know, definitely can, you know, create this fan base and definitely would, you know, be able to do that, then they'll pay much more attention to you, and that's why they won't even accept your clips if you don't have a commentary with it. Like it's like an actual requirement. It doesn't matter if you hit 2-3 pieces every day and then 5 on-screen 6-mans every single day. They're not going to recruit you or they're not. Well, I mean, they maybe would afterwards if they're really that amazing, because nobody's ever done that ever. But you know, they wouldn't actually accept your clips for the recruitment challenge because you don't have a commentary. You have to have the commentary. And also, a lot of the people they've been recruiting lately have been people who have been notably active on their personal channels, like FaZe, who I mentioned earlier. I mean, he posts lots of videos, and he was much more known for his commentaries rather than his clips. And a lot of people complained that he got in FaZe just for his notably rage-filled commentaries. But
rage-filled.
Yeah, he's known for raging a lot. Notice the headphone users.
Except he's in FaZe.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, that's why.
Okay.
That's why I brought him up.
Merge rages way more than I.
If we're playing Modern Warfare 3
channel, he rages at least once in every one of his
If we're
videos.
playing Modern Warfare 3, then yes, I rage more than anyone else.
No. Links in the description.
Yeah, links in the description. We're gonna have like 20 links by the end.
Basically, but
okay, no,
that was relevant.
No,
it was relevant. We were talking about video.
No,
okay.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I said something about like 20 links in the description, and it's like PuLSeCast. Like, oh my gosh. Such bad.
Such bad. Very well. All right.
Such bad. Very well.
All right. So, as I was saying, yeah. You guys have heard of FaZe? I know Luke hasn't because he hasn't heard of anyone in FaZe, but Groove, you've heard of FaZe Jebs, right? He got recently recruited to FaZe. He's like one of the biggest growing sniping channels right now. Honestly, the channel's absolutely exploding.
Here, I'm gonna look him up right now.
You should go ahead and do that, but don't listen to his don't listen to his videos because we'll hear his screaming through your mic. Honestly.
Yeah.
And that's, you'll see right on the top of his channel, it'll say headphone users beware. So that's why that's why I brought that up. Because he's known for raging really loudly. So, but he's actually a really good sniper, so that's obviously part of the reason he got into FaZe, and a lot of people are just like complaining like he got into FaZe just for his commentaries, but honestly, he's actually a really good sniper.
He's got to be at least half decent.
Yeah, and if you've seen his stuff, like he's actually pretty freaking good, you know. He's actually a really good sniper, but you know, they've recruited a lot of other new people recently, like FaZe Loams, who used to be Loams Envy, and he actually Loams actually recently had his episode on FaZe, which was headshots only. Like the entire episode was nothing but headshot feeds. So he had like quad headshot feeds. He had like the closer was actually a free for all quad headshot feed, which is like almost unheard of.
Pretty damn good.
Almost unheard of. But you know, like almost just like quad headshot feeds throughout the entire episode. So I mean, it was pretty insane.
Yeah, sounds insane.
And you know, that's one of the new recruits. Obviously, that was, you know, he's an amazing sniper, and they've been recruiting a lot of new people lately, and of course dropping a lot of the old players, as you mentioned, Groove. They're just trying to keep the players fresh and epic. You know what I mean? Dropping the old and picking up the new Beastly people that are showing up. So let's see who.
Clear your throat louder.
Okay. Sorry.
Rest in peace, headphone users.
Rest in peace, headphones users. Yeah.
Just being very loud.
Yeah. Okay, so some of the other members got kicked for other reasons. Okay, FaZe Tito. Now this is an interesting one. FaZe recently uploaded a video that had all the FaZe 5 winners from last year doing like a vlog sort of thing. And like edited together with some of their clips, just like saying, "Hey guys, you should all go for FaZe 5," and like just a big motivational video that like four.
Wait, you said the winners from last.
Yeah, the
year's
four of the 5 winners from last year's FaZe 5 were in that video. However, there's one reason why the last one wasn't in there, and that is FaZe Tito. He got kicked. And basically,
because he wasn't in that video.
Yeah, he wasn't in the video. I mean, not because he wasn't in the video. He got kicked earlier because apparently, like, he got into FaZe and then he just went inactive. Like, he just stopped even playing and then basically just got kicked after getting into FaZe. Before he wasn't even in FaZe for a year. I mean, he got into the last FaZe 5 and he's already gotten kicked before the next one even started. So it's kind of interesting.
Stuff, shit happens.
I suppose. And then one of the other members that got kicked, this was a little longer ago, this is a little while ago, but I did want to mention it, is FaZe Cuban. You probably heard of him.
Yeah.
And
he's one of my faves.
yeah, he's actually a really, really good sniper, and like the only reason he got kicked is because of inactivity, but he's recently returned, like very recently, and started making videos again. He joined SOAR because obviously he got kicked from FaZe for being inactive. He said he was inactive because he didn't have like access to internet for like months or some, I don't know. I mean, he lives in Cuba, so who knows what's going on down there.
I know internet
problems
are like.
internet.
Yep, basically.
I know internet problems
Yeah,
are like.
KinGz knows internet problems very well, but
I think I know them a little bit better.
you both are very familiar with them.
I don't know about that.
You're both pretty familiar with them, I will say, but either way, Cuban basically got kicked for, I mean, he didn't even want to be inactive, he was just forced to be inactive because it was just, he just wasn't able to even get online and play COD for months, but now that he's finally returned, he's joined SOAR, and of course they just let him in because, like, he's just an awesome sniper anyways, and they're just like, hey, the FaZe Cuban wants to join SOAR, I'm not turning that down. So, yeah, now, another interesting thing, Cuban is actually going for the FaZe 5 recruitment challenge right now, because he wants to get back in FaZe.
Oh, that's cool.
So, he's got the GF5 clan tag on right now, and he's just going for some clips and Black Ops 2 free-for-all, trying to hit some insane FFA feeds, and with that terrible English of his, but so yeah, that's kind of interesting.
That is native language.
Yeah, he actually makes commentaries in like Spanish, and then he puts like subtitles in English below it, but he's made a couple English videos recently, and it's a little difficult to hear, but regardless, now the last person on this list, FaZe Matter. This is the most recent one. Like, this happened like a few days ago. I think this is pretty recent. And what happened with FaZe Matter? This one isn't as lighthearted as Cuban, as the reason why he was kicked or whatever. This one is kind of I don't know, not
bad.
Yeah, kind of bad.
Spit it out.
Okay, so basically, he basically got kicked because, okay, you've heard of FaZe Dine, right? Probably not. He's one of the lesser-known members of FaZe, but he's, I don't know why he's lesser known. I guess he just, I don't know, just for whatever reason.
FaZe Dine? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
Dine. But
How do you spell Dine?
D-Y-N.
D-I-T-Y-N.
D-Y-N.
Oh yeah, I've heard of FaZe Dine.
Yeah. So he's a sniper, and he's actually a really good sniper. Like, I don't know why he isn't more recognized within the FaZe community, but he's a really good sniper. Like, his last episode was just, just crazy. Like, it was just, I don't know, it was just retardedly high standards on this last episode, but regardless, apparently,
Dude, you need a drink of water or something.
I know.
You're clearing your throat way too much.
Bro, is that real?
Mhm.
Oh gosh, dang.
Are you sick or something, dude?
Okay.
Rest in peace, headphone users.
Rest in peace, headphone users, once again. Alright, so basically, I haven't heard the full story, but apparently Matter got kicked because he was okay. First, you guys probably don't know this, but FaZe Dine is black, and apparently Matter was being very racist.
Oh, come on.
He was being very racist, and I heard they supposedly he was calling him a slave.
What?
So that's what I've heard. I just heard that from
Legit
other
question.
people.
Legit question.
Yeah.
Is he from the American South?
No, he's Canadian, I believe.
Huh.
Really?
Well, I'm just looking at his FaZe emblem, and it's got the Canadian flag on it, so I don't know why he wouldn't be Canadian. Also, he's I saw a picture of him, and he's definitely not Southern looking. He looks pretty Canadian and really white. But so yeah, I don't know. Like, the thing is, I don't know really what happened, so I don't know how severe it was. Like, it could have been like a little joke that was blown massively out of proportion, or it could have been actually like real, like, real, like, yeah.
Arizona level racism.
What are you talking about? What? Arizona?
Hashtag SB10. Hashtag SB1070.
First of all, that has nothing to do with black people. Secondly, that has nothing to do with racism.
Actually, it does.
Not really.
Not black people, but racism.
Not racism. It's not racism. It's illegal immigration.
Let's not get in.
But regardless,
Okay, I don't want to get into this, but I'll explain it in like layman's terms. The whole concept of reasonable suspicion is racist. If you think, if a law officer thinks that somebody is an illegal immigrant, that's probably going to be racially profiling them as Hispanic.
and while that may be true, the facts are that 99.9% of illegal aliens in Arizona and Arizona are Mexicans anyways.
Actually, 20% of them are Canadian.
20%, okay, fine then. Wait, in Arizona?
Yep.
Whoa.
Interesting. So apparently, approximately 80% of illegal immigrants in Arizona are Mexican anyways, so, I mean, that's a really high percentage, of course. It may sound racist just, looking at somebody who's Mexican and thinking that there's a potential possibility that they're here illegally, but, the facts are that most of the illegal immigrants here are Mexican, so it's not necessarily racism, it's just basing it on, obvious facts, statistics, and...
Yeah, but you can see it from their viewpoint.
Yeah, they think that they're, like, I can see why they're offended by it.
Yeah, I understand both sides. Both sides.
Yeah,
sense.
but the real thing is that, there's such a severe problem with people getting in illegally that they have to do something, and if they just if they just didn't pull anyone over, like, at all to check their status, like, a lot of people would just get through undetected, and a lot more people than already do, because a lot of people already do.
The whole problem with it is, at least in my viewpoint, and I don't want to get into political stuff because that's really not good for YouTube conversation.
Plus, it's completely irrelevant to the sniping and trick-shotting community.
Alright, yeah, like, the whole thing, like, that I think is the problem, is that it's way too difficult to be a citizen of the United States.
Maybe.
If you want to get in, just let them get in. Don't make it really difficult for them to get in. Like, you don't pay for your house in its entirety in one foul swoop. You put a down payment, and then you have a mortgage. Why not do the same thing with citizenship? Because you have to pay for your citizenship card, you have to pay for a green card, you have to pay to get into the country, so why not just make it easier for people that don't have a lot of money, but still want to get into the States because of the whole American dream and better life dealio?
Well, there is that, but the only problem is that when you make it too easy, then too many people get in and we get absolutely flooded. I mean, the thing is, like, one reason why we shouldn't be letting so many people in...
that illegal immigration is already a problem.
It is a problem.
Let's just make it not illegal.
The only problem is that if we made it not illegal, it would open the floodgates and everyone would come through. I mean, a lot of people stay in Mexico because it's illegal and because they know what the threats are of coming over, but of attempting to come over illegally, but it would completely open the floodgates. And I don't know if you've heard of this, but like back in like the 60s or like the 1860s, or I don't know, was it the 1860s or the 19? I don't know. It was some long ass time ago. Basically, they had this deal. Actually, I think it was like the 1800s. It must have been, because it was a while ago. But actually, learned this in my in this college class I'm taking about Arizona history. But there was this time, obviously when basically they needed more workers, like in the farms here. We had just a lot of farms, and I think it was actually during World War I. Yeah, I think it was World War I. We needed a lot of people to... Yeah, that's what it is. Nobody was here to work because they were all, the soldiers were all off fighting, and, a lot of them were farmers, so we hardly had any farmers here running the farms, and we obviously needed those to keep everyone alive because that makes food. So what they did is, they started just inviting, Mexicans to come over and just, like, work, and then they'd pay them, and then they'd go back home. Like, they wouldn't even live here. They'd just come over the border, work on the farms, and go back home to Mexico, and they'd get paid. And then, eventually they started, like... they started living here so that they could just, like, work here, but they'd still be a citizen of Mexico, but they'd, just, like, live in America and working here, and this is basically the precursor to the whole green card thing. And, it was basically before the green card existed, but it's something that like led to that. But basically, this, after the war ended, then everyone was coming back home, and we really didn't need all this extra labor. but it was harder for people to, or it was much easier for people to get jobs in America and actually, get paid for it and get paid well for it. So they were just, it just opened the floodgates, and everyone just came in.
Okay.
And it was just
Are you done?
Oversaturated.
I'm quoting Kevin Hart here.
Okay.
Are you done?
Quoting.
Because I'm about to shit on this bitch. Okay. The whole thing with illegal immigrants taking American jobs. What white American guy is gonna want to do like labor work and landscaping work for less than minimum wage?
That is true.
They're taking jobs. Okay, they're taking jobs that we won't take because we have this preconception that we deserve a better job because we're born here.
Not necessarily. I mean, some people might think that,
work.
But
they just want to do honest work to make an honest living.
But the thing is, there's a lot of Americans too. Like, you can't really generalize everyone who lives in America is thinking that way. A lot of people don't really care what job they get.
8%. Okay, the 8% of people that are unemployed are not the ones that are not looking for work. Could easily get a job. It would be a really shitty job, but they could get a job. It's the whole standard of living thing, and that they think they deserve more because they were born here, or they have this divine right kind of to a better profession.
Well, a lot of people actually need more money because they have families, and a lot of bigger families too.
That's what the minimum wage was created for.
I know, but a lot of the time, one person working on a minimum wage can't support a family of 5 people. It just can't. That's just not enough money. So, I mean, you either have to get a better job or...
That's why you keep it in your pants.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there, but still, I mean... You can't just, in case you do end up with a 5-person family, you can't just throw 2 of them out on the street and just, like you can in China. I mean, it's not China. You can't just throw the female babies out on the street and hope somebody picks them up or runs them over.
Oh my God, that's so racist.
Well, sorry, racistly true, I guess. Well, it's not racist if it's actually true.
It's not a stereotype if it's always true.
Basically. I mean, no offense to anyone listening in China, even though I'm pretty sure this isn't even viewable in China because they, communism, but...
That's North Korea.
Yeah, North Korea is like China times 2, but China's pretty strict. If you try to access the internet from China, you're not going to get to too many websites.
I actually wouldn't know.
I've read an article about it actually, about the whole internet in China. They called it the... I don't know. They had some kind of relation. They had some kind of pun relating to the Great Wall.
They call it the Chinet because there would be some confusion with finding... There would be some confusion with dishes.
No, it had nothing to do with that. But they actually made a pun. They actually made a pun relating to the Great Wall of China and calling it I think the Great Firewall of China. I don't know. It was I literally read it years ago and I don't remember the name, but they had some pun relating to the Great Wall of China and saying how it's basically just blocking everything out, and you could only access government sanctioned sites, which were very, very limited, and they'd block most websites. And I mean, this is outside. I think Hong Kong is the one city in China where it's actually more free than everywhere else, and then everywhere else outside that is super communist, restricted. And that's actually because Hong Kong was actually owned by the United Kingdom up until the 60s. So it was actually a UK colony. For a long time. I think it was UK, and it was Europe or England maybe. I think it was England. Is there a difference between UK and England? Are they?
It's the same.
Well, England is
the United Kingdom,
which is in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is made up of Great Britain, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. Yeah, Wales.
Okay, that's confusing.
And that's the UK. It's the British Isles.
Okay, that's confusing enough for me, but I did not know that. I think it's England anyways. England in specific that actually owned...
England is Great Britain.
Yeah.
That's what...
Yeah, but I believe it's England actually that specifically owned Hong Kong for literally up until the 1960s, which is... I mean, they actually okay, I actually heard this today. I learned this today in this college class that I'm in. It's that's actually not the Arizona history class. It has nothing to do with Arizona, but a different class.
Isn't history
everything to do with
awesome?
Arizona.
I like history. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, history is awesome. It's my favorite
Yeah,
subject.
I like history actually, but either way, apparently.
I think we all have that in common. I'm a history buff.
Yeah.
I like math too. Not a lot of people like math, but I like
don't.
math.
But anyways, like the what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the reason why England actually owned Hong Kong up until the 60s is because they had a war back in like so freaking long ago, like literally centuries ago. I don't even remember when it was.
I'm sure it's not Beijing.
I'm pretty sure it's Hong Kong. It could be Beijing, but I think it's Hong Kong. I don't know. I heard it today and I already forgot, but I'm pretty sure it's Hong Kong.
You already forgot.
But yeah, I already forgot. Well, it's not on the test, so I don't need to remember. It's not on the test, so I don't need to remember. But they wanted, and it was over this war. It was on this war that basically was over drugs, like this not medieval, but like
I fucking love cocaine.
We did talk about cocaine in that class, but regardless, it was it's called what's it called? It's the opium. It was over opium. You've heard of opium, right?
Opium. Yes, I've heard of this.
So it's a drug, and it's called the Opium War because it was literally fought over opium, and that's how basically England just took Hong Kong and.
So all the soldiers were high.
No, basically what happened is they were the two countries were trading, like China and England. They were just trading, and except it was a really one-sided trade, like China basically had everything they wanted. They didn't want anything from England. They didn't want to trade anything. All they wanted was money, because they didn't really have anything to offer. England didn't really have anything that to offer them. But England was giving them all these things to trade that you'd normally trade with. But in return, China only wanted money and like gold and silver and stuff like that. And basically, it got to the point where they were just England was just giving away too much of these, precious metals like silver and stuff, where they, just wanted to, they were trying to find something to replace it, and there was this, drug called opium, which comes from the opium poppy plant, which is a plant where it naturally forms this drug and people get high off it, but, and basically this was used as a leisurely drug commonly in China and stuff. Basically, but it was common a commonly used drug, just used for leisurely getting high.
Okay, can I say one thing real quick? Just real
All right,
quick.
what?
I was driving to my grandparents' house on Easter, and I drove past a church that said hashtag 420 praise it.
420 praise.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's funny. Because it was 420, yeah, I get it, the date. Okay. I get it. That's funny, actually. It's very funny. Okay, so...
Time in. I just wanted to say
that was actually kind of worth it. Comical. Okay, and I get it, because Easter was on 420. Okay.
Yeah, we get it. Explaining the joke makes it less funny.
Makes it more funny! Okay.
I'm sure that church is just filled with old people and they don't even know what 420 really is.
420, they don't even get it. Just whoever put that sign up there gets it, and they're just like, all these old people don't get it.
It's like that one video. Okay, have you guys seen that video where the really old guy is like, Jesus Christ is my nigga?
Yes.
Okay, so
that is a thing.
So as I was saying, the this war basically started when these two countries were fighting, or they weren't fighting, but they were trading, and England wanted something to give them other than silver, because they were just running dry of all their silver and their actual money, their currency. They were just completely being drained dry of it for all these resources they actually needed to get from China. So they know that the Chinese, it was common among Chinese people at the time to enjoy this this drug called opium, and they enjoyed this opium plant quite well. So basically what England did is they just got a ton of it, because they had a ton of it as well, and they just started trading that to them, because that's actually something they would buy. So they found something they would trade for, but they just trade them so much of it, and they would trade them nothing but it, that it was just it got oversaturated to the point where everyone was, well, maybe not everyone, but it was becoming actually like almost an epidemic there, where they were actually getting like seriously addicted to the stuff. Like a lot of the people there, and it was becoming like it was just messing up their society because everyone was getting high off this stuff and was getting badly addicted to it too. So, and basically they saw this was happening in China, and they were like, they blamed the English people for it. So what they did is they went over to England, and they basically took all the, okay, you've heard of the Boston Tea Party, right? They dumped all the they dumped all the tea in the harbor. Basically, this is like the opium version of that. They dumped all the opium that they bought into the harbor, like not into a harbor, but like into I guess it was a harbor, like something where they had some like boats or something. And apparently, they destroyed some of their warships as well while they were there, because why not? And so obviously this opium was worth a lot of money to the English, and they were, they not only got mad that they just threw all this stuff away there, but also that they just, I heard they also destroyed some of their ships too, which obviously you'd be mad about too. So it was basically an attack, and England was, that back in this day, like England was basically the superpower of the world. So basically, England went over to China and basically, murdered everyone, and overtook Hong Kong. They just took it, and they literally owned it until the 1960s. And this was back for this was centuries ago. This was before America even existed, I think. So basically, they owned that city.
When muskets were still used, probably in the West Coast and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's weird to think that that one very notable city in China was actually owned by England for centuries, up until the 1960s. I thought it was really weird. So that's what I heard in my history lesson today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Old history lesson.
What's up with what's up?
It's like a conversation with your parents. What did you do at school today? Oh, we talked about a war on drugs. Oh, is it like current events? No, this is British people killing Chinese people. Oh.
I don't get it. Right. Okay.
Put a picture up on the screen of the SpongeBob meme with the rainbow thing. You know what I'm talking about? Saying nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Oh yeah, I've seen that. That's a good one.
He's like something about imagination, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was sitting in the cardboard box and it's the imagination rainbow. And then I've seen the pictures where they said nobody cares with the rainbow. Like that picture just goes so perfectly with nobody cares. Like I don't know who came up with that or who thought that would work together, but it does. It's like whoever invented peanut butter and jelly. Whoever invented peanut butter and jelly is about on the same level as whoever thought of that combination.
Whoever thought of the combination of peanut butter and chocolate? That's a pretty good
That is a very good combination, actually.
Milk.
That's all I've got to say.
That is all you got to say. Your mic sounds like different. It sounds like you like...
Wait, what?
It sounds like muffled or something, like you're talking through like a pillow.
Is it still
okay, that sounds better.
Okay, maybe one of my cords is unplugged or something.
Yeah, maybe. So, Opium War.
What were we talking
we
about?
were talking about the Opium War between the English and the Chinese.
No, before that.
We were talking about how FaZe got kicked for being a racist.
Yes.
How did that turn into a war on opium?
I have no freaking clue. We are dumb. We are the worst at this. Literally, we turn FaZe Matter being a racist into the war on opium.
I think you need a jingle for question time.
I know, seriously.
It's question time with PuLSeCast.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. That sounds good.
All right. PuLSeCast, take it away, sir, because
are we doing it already?
Yeah, we've gone way...
I thought we were going to do the whole... So,
no, we're doing it right now.
What do you guys think of this?
Yeah, we've gone way too far off topic. We just need to just crush this now and stick your question in here, because this is getting stupid to the point where you need to stick a question in here before we all go crazy.
Okay, alright, so here is the PuLSeCast weekly question.
By the way, we're going to start doing this like regularly. We're going to have a question stuck right in the middle, and if anyone's stuck around to this point, then you can feel free
sound off in the comments.
Feel free to leave your opinion in the comments.
You guys should definitely answer this, because...
Yeah, give your opinion.
So,
and opinions.
Right,
also, if you have a question you want us to talk about, leave it in the comment section below.
You sound like one of those automated voice machines. Leave it in the comments below. Thank you for your patronage, and have a nice day.
Sound like one of a
high automated voice machine. Thank you for your patronage, and have a nice day.
If you want to leave a question, just put it in the comments, man.
Like, thanks for, like, patronage and stuff, and, like, have a nice day.
I did.
Alright, let's just get on with it.
Okay,
what's the question?
Alright, yes. Okay, so, we're ready.
Do you have your question, buddy?
I'm doing it. I'm asking you guys if you're ready for this.
I'm ready.
Okay, alright, good. Okay, so, the question is, so since the topic, this is pretty much the topic of this PuLSeCast is on FaZe, the question is going to be, who is your, favorite FaZe member to watch? And this can also include ex-FaZe members, but if it is an ex-FaZe member, also include who is your favorite current, FaZe, who's still in FaZe member. So, we would like
I think I'll answer first.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so are we going to answer? Okay. Alright, so we're going to answer. Alright, go ahead, take it away, Drew.
Sprat, enough said.
Sprat, enough said. Well, alright, I guess that's his answer. I mean, fair enough. I mean, let's just do a little...
It wasn't even a competition.
Let's just do a little analysis of this. I mean, Black Ops 1, Insane Sniper. Period.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 3.
Period.
He was alright in Modern Warfare 3. He actually says that's like his least favorite game. Yeah. Black Ops 2. He knows how to dump on kids on Black Ops 2. Like, okay, did you see his on his episode? He recently came out with an episode on FaZe, and he had this blah 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 blah. Okay, so he uploaded to his channel where he was gonna call out a clip. He was playing Team Deathmatch on Nuketown, and he was like, there's 5 kills left on the game, and he was like, hey, I'm gonna get an on-screen 5-game winner kill cam, and he said that in the commentary, and then he goes ahead and does it, and he gets all 5 kills. Yeah, all 5 kills in the final kill cam, just on-screen 5-game winning kill cam, insane clip, and then he just calls it too. Who calls it? Who calls an exact clip? Such a specific thing that's probably happened 5 times in history, and he calls it and does it.
Once again, enough said.
Enough said, yeah.
Sprat.
Yeah, Sprat. Enough said. Also, did you see, he had the closer for Relapse. You guys haven't seen Relapse, right?
Okay, Relapse was a really good mod.
It was.
I don't feel like it was over-edited.
Yeah, it was a nice edit.
And it had good clips.
Really good edit, lots of nice clips. KinGz probably hasn't seen it because he's just...
Relapse, yeah.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, good for you. Yeah. You saw the very last clip, right?
Yes. I think you showed me this one.
Yeah, I probably sent it to you because I was like, dude, you need to watch this. But
yeah.
But yeah, the very last clip was by Sprat. It was an on-screen 6, man, on Havana with the L96. Yeah, enough said. On-screen 6, on-screen 6 with a L96 on Havana.
That is a manly clip.
That is. Of course, it's the closer for Relapse, which is a pretty big thing, because a closer on a FaZe team touch has to be pretty serious. And it's pretty serious. I mean, Black Ops 1 on-screen 6s just don't happen, ever.
Yeah. Okay, so should I say mine? Was mine?
Go right ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to answer probably the 2-part one because my favorite is an ex-FaZe. Mm-hmm. You probably know who it is. I guess I'm kind of jumping on the bandwagon here. No, I'm just kidding. I know.
I know who it is. I know who it is.
Yeah, I know you do. I don't know.
I know who it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
It's PuLSeCast.
PuLSeCast. Yeah. Former FaZe.
I really like his commentary. I think he's pretty comical.
Entertaining commentator. Yeah.
Yeah, he's very entertaining, and he's really good.
Oh yeah, he is a really good sniper. Now, your favorite current in FaZe?
Okay, so I don't, like you probably know, I don't really watch a lot of them.
Yeah.
But the ones that I do watch, I like to watch FaZe Rain.
FaZe Rain is a pretty good one.
Yeah. I think he's also one of, and kind of jumping on the bandwagon again because I think he's also another really favorite amongst
Yeah, he is.
FaZe fan base, but they're both really good.
Yeah, they are really good. Of course, they're all quite legend. But
Yeah.
now I've got a multi-part answer here.
Oh, great. It's going to be like 10 FaZe.
No, it's going to be like 3, but okay. Here's what I got. The first one...
I'll leave while I still can.
The first one is not only... He's not in FaZe. Okay, the first one is not in FaZe. But as far as, like, pure gameplay goes, the one that I absolutely like to see the game... Like, his gameplay is just, like, the best, in my opinion. And he's not in FaZe currently, but FaZe Cuban. If you've ever seen him play, like, if you've ever seen a gameplay from him, it's retarded. Like, he has literally...
Does that mean he has no arms when he plays?
It's just retarded.
Corner with an LMD target finder?
No, not that kind of retarded. It's the opposite retarded. It's like retarded to the point where there's no way it's even humanly possible kind of retarded. Like, he has the fastest reaction time on planet Earth. Honestly, like...
Maybe it's that communism.
Yeah, maybe. No. But, okay, if you watched his gameplay, like, you've seen some of his gameplays, right? Like, some of his Free-for-All Black Ops 2 gameplays or whatever.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, he is, like, literally the fastest player in history. Like, he just... Oh my gosh, like he can see somebody in the corner of the screen, like 1 pixel on the other side of the map, and he'll do a 180 and literally quickscope headshot him across the map. Then he'll turn around and get like 5 more quickscopes and like it's retarded. Like he's
playing on PC, but he's playing on console.
Basically, I mean, not only is he
a non-stop rolling feed.
Yeah, not only is he like, you know, insanely accurate. Like if you've ever seen his gameplay, he like every single kill, no matter how far away the kid is, it's always a quick scope, which is really rare. I mean, usually when somebody's across the map, you know, even people in FaZe, they'll always hard scope. You know, it's not like it's a big deal. That's what you do at really long range. But this kid, he literally just sees somebody across the map and just quick scopes and hits it 95% of the time, which is retarded. And and like, okay, his reaction time is so fast. Like he will literally. It's like he's playing the game in slow motion or something. He literally would walk around the corner and he'll start scoping in before he gets around the corner. And then if there's somebody there, then he'll continue scoping in and quick scope him. And if there's nobody there, then he'll unscope. And then he'll like turn around and like start scoping in around another corner. Like he literally just scopes in before he even sees people. And he has such a fast reaction time that he can actually decide whether to continue the quick scope or to stop quick scoping if there's a person there. And he'll actually still be on target. Like, yeah, it's just retarded.
Hats off to Cube.
I have no clue how he does. Like, this is mind-boggling how actually, like, retarded
Who's your favorite current member?
My favorite current member. Now, this is a two-part right here. One of them would be my favorite for pure gameplay, and the other one is my favorite just to watch their videos, like, from a commentary standpoint, just because, like, I find their videos to be most entertaining. Now, from the entertaining point of view, I'm gonna have to go with FaZe Apex. Because he's very funny, I think.
Yeah.
It's pretty hilarious. And I don't know, he's just a funny commentator. And always just makes things interesting and entertaining and I could easily watch just like an hour-long video from him on a weekly basis. Actually, I basically did. Like, for a while, he'd do that, I mean, right now, he does his Road to a Kill Cam series, which is obviously, you probably all heard of it. He basically was the first one to do that, and that's basically what he's known for, but, and, you know, a lot of his episodes are 30-40 minutes long, and he does them on a weekly basis, and for a while he even did them twice a week, and, you know, I can just sit through and watch them every single time, even though usually I wouldn't sit around for a half-hour-long video, but I don't know how, but he just, like, somehow makes it so entertaining. That's weird. Mm-hmm. However, from a gameplay point of view, he's not necessarily the best. Like, he's, you know, I don't know, he's not really the best trick shotter in FaZe. He's not bad, but he's not like, you know, he's not like, you know, he's not like, you know.
He's no Sprat.
Yeah, well, Sprat's not a trick shotter, but he's no Prizzy, I'll just say that. However, from a gameplay point of view, I'd have to go with Prizzy. FaZe Prizzy. He is probably the best trick shotter in FaZe, arguably, maybe in history. It's debatable, but, like, honestly, he just has, like, if you've ever seen
I would argue for Fakey, actually.
True. I mean, that's a pretty popular choice, but like, if you've ever seen the shots that he goes for, like on Ghosts, and like any Call of Duty really, but you know, recently on Ghosts, but you know, throughout any Call of Duty, it doesn't matter what it is, but any Call of Duty, he has like some insane, he not only most people will either go for like a really complex shot, and this is like, okay, well, most people don't do that. Most people will just go for like a really distant shot, and that's what most people do. Some people will go for a really, really complex, difficult shot that's just like technically really difficult to do with a controller, and people will hit that, and that'll be cool. Kind of like people like Genesis and Nickmo that don't necessarily hit like a lot of really distant shots or really consistently, but they'll just hit really complex stuff that 95% of people would never be able to do with a controller. But for some reason, Prizzy's like the mixture of both. He does this retardedly complex stuff and hits it across the map every time. Like, it's retarded. Okay, if you ever, that people like upload leftovers and stuff of clips that, just aren't up to their standard.
It was like the Cuban of trick shotting.
Basically, if like you'll see people upload their, you'll see people upload their leftover clips to their channel and just like, clips that weren't quite good enough for them to use, but weren't quite up to their standards. If you've ever seen Prizzy's leftovers, like he literally leftover shots on a regular basis that are better than most clips that you see in big teams' team tages. Like, he just throws away the most retardedly good clips just because his standards are so vastly above everyone else's that he just can't do that, and he hits so many shots anyways that it's like he doesn't care if he throws away a cross-map 1080. He's just like, I don't care, it's only a cross-map 1080. It wasn't a 2-piece or anything. It wasn't a 4-piece, I might as well just throw it away. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but, like, he actually has the most retarded... It wasn't a quad headshot clat 1080, nah, it wasn't good enough, but he just has the most retardedly high standards, so... And, like, everything he goes for just, like, looks so nice, too. So... Probably from just a purely gameplay, like, he doesn't even make that many commentaries, but just from a purely gameplay point of view, I think he'd be my favorite. So, anyone else? Any other opinions on FaZe members and stuff?
I think that was a good discussion.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. So, good question.
Okay, and actually...
what you guys think, too. So...
Yes, leave a comment. Tell us.
Can we have multiple questions in 1 week?
I guess if you... Nope.
One question.
Because I have a question.
Is it a fast question?
Yeah, because it's been like a large topic. Just save it for next week, and you can.
It should be quick. It should be.
Make it quick. Make it real quick.
Okay. What the fuck happened to optic sniping? Really?
Okay, so now we're just getting on to the second topic. That's not even the question. That's topic number 2.
We're now getting on to the second topic.
This was predetermined topic number 2. You didn't even need to ask the question.
I thought we were going to say this for next week.
Are we?
How long have we been going?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we're
Check the timer.
at an hour.
Yep. Hour 2 minutes.
Alright, we'll be saving that for next week. Look forward to it.
I suppose.
Ooh, cliffhangers.
Oh, yep. What happened? What happened to Optic Gaming? Did they disappear? Have they fallen into the Bermuda Triangle of sniping? You'll never know. Actually,
were they on flight? Were they on Malaysia?
Were they on Malaysian flight? Yeah. I think every sniper in FaZe was on that airplane. I mean, not FaZe. Every sniper in Optic was on that airplane.
Hey, Optic Midnight still posts on her channel.
Okay, every sniper that was actually uploading episodes.
She still does.
Episodes?
Yeah.
Really? Like, not just like random mini-tages, like actual episodes?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, well,
Optic Midnight.
Okay, every sniper that wasn't one of the few, original, way back in the day snipers, everyone that...
Yeah, Hex doesn't snipe anymore.
Yeah, basically. But basically everyone who, with the exception of, the members that have been there from the start, like Predator and, Jewel and...
Scumpy.
And those are competitive players. Like, Scumpy's an MLG player, he's not even a sniper, so that's not even relevant.
I think he's dabbled.
He's dabbled, yeah. Actually,
he's
dabbled. Speaking of him dabbling, he actually had, one time, of course he's not even a sniper at all, but one time he was playing Black Ops 2 and, a live stream or something, and he picks up a sniper off the ground and gets a quad feed with it, and he was just, freaking out about it. So he actually got, Hex to put that quad feed in one of Optic's team tages, and it was in there, so that was something, and then... Just, later on, the thing is that he's, so good at Call of Duty in general that he can just pick up a sniper and just like hit a feed with it like it's nothing. But later on, like he made a live commentary, like just like Black Ops 2 sniping live commentary random thing, and he goes like 90 and 10 with a sniper. Like he almost got 100 plus with a sniper, and he literally got an on-screen 5-man feed, and he never even snipes. He just like randomly gets a 5 on screen.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
So he's just, I don't know. Oh, also in Modern Warfare 3, before Black Ops 2 even came out, this is going way back. He was one off a sniper-only Moab in Modern Warfare 3. One time he made like a video of that, and of course he like never snipes, but he said that Hex actually wanted to see him go for because he was like, at that point he was just like almost known sort of for getting a lot of Moabs, and of course he probably has a few hundred at that point, like. But, Hex was like, hey, you should try to, you've gotten all these, triple Moabs with your MP7 and stuff. You should try to get a Moab with the sniper. And, of course, he puts on the MSR, and first game, he gets 23 kills, and then gets, like, somehow dies, but,
The host rage quit.
Yeah, the host rage quits. Oh, bad memories, right? But, yeah, that was
I think we should cliffhanger it.
Yeah, we should cliffhanger what happened to Malaysian Airlines. What happened to the optic sniping team? What happened? Whatever happened.
Malaysian Airlines. That was a great joke on my part.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. But will we ever know what happened to the people on that flight? I mean, on the optic sniper team? We'll find out next week. And
the world may never know.
The world may never know, except until next week when we discuss it on the PuLSeCast, because that's what we do when we do that kind of thing here, where we discuss things and we talk about them and we go over them and we reveal the secrets of optic. And just kidding, I'm not Hex. I'm not secretly Hex.
Do it.
Do it. Scream it.
Just an outro.
Okay. So, anyways.
I want to go to bed.
Yeah, I know you do. Anyways.
It's like 12:30.
12:30 a.m. It's early for me. Come on, what are you noobs doing, you scrubs?
Outro.
All right. Okay.
Before we go, I have one really bad thing to say.
All right.
Oh, no.
Get it out just so you can just discharge your stupidity
The
factor.
worst pickup line ever.
Oh my.
Hey baby, are you from Europe? Because Europe, piece of shit.
What? How is that that's not even a pickup line, that's a pick down, that's like a drop line, that's like
It's like a slap in the face line.
it's the opposite of a pickup line, that's like a put down line. That's literally a put down line.
That's a get dropped line. You're gonna get dropped.
Yeah, that's just a...
That's a ball rupture.
That's a get smacked line.
I think your mom would mind. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Sorry, guys.
I will castrate you with a butter knife.
No. Put away your butter knife.
Just outro.
Wait, alright.
For fuck's sake.
Wait, I want to say goodbye. Bye.
Is that all you wanted to say, KinGz?
Goodbye. Farewell.
Don't start singing. Copyright! Copyright! Copyright!
Outro!
Okay, sorry. I don't want to get a copyright strike because of Max's
I
saying.
think we should have an outro jingle.
We should.
Well, let's come up with that off camera.
Outro. No, that was gay.
And it'll be all of us, like...
We'll be singing now. We're gonna have like a barbershop quartet. We don't have 4. We have to do a tritet.
An acapella group or something.
Let's get, this guy, I feel really bad for not knowing his name.
Near?
Yeah, let's get near.
I don't think he sings. I don't think he does that.
But we need to get near
guys
this
don't
bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know if he would talk much though. He's not talkative.
We'd just be like, the whole time he's like, oh,
He'd be like, he'd be like, he'd be just randomly.
How he says hit marker?
Yeah, heat marker.
Yeah.
Oh, heat marker. Well, kind of. We're bad at doing it, but he actually has he had a video. Yeah, but I don't know. I actually have like this video, or I actually have like this little recording snippet of him actually getting a hit marker, like a clip where he actually got a hit marker, and I've got like, since it was my point of view, I have his voice recorded, and it was like he was just like, oh, heat marker.
Fuck this shit, I hit marker.
Or something. I don't know. I'm bad at doing the near impression. But it's just funny how he says hit marker.
Alright.
But yeah, honestly, he doesn't like talk
See you next
much.
time.
He's probably going to be just like sitting there trick shotting the entire time and get like 5 hit markers during the entire course of the hour-long PuLSeCast. And like, dude, you already got 5 hit markers.
You can make a remix of how many times he says heat marker.
And I was like,
heat marker.
so like, hey guys, so what do you think about the optic tape? Heat marker, no heat marker.
This is King's Groove and your heat marker.
I hope we're not making fun of him too much. Okay.
You're gonna get an angry comment.
Sorry, Nier, if you're listening to
Don't
this.
say it like that.
Sorry, Nier.
You're not putting as much emphasis on the E as I do. God damn it.
Not doing it with the Mexican accent. You need to Mexicanize that.
Ow, let's not.
Yes, okay. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
We are literally the worst commentators ever.
I know.
Guys, we will see you
That's
next
why we-
week.
Yeah,
I'm
we're the worst
Post
and we're the best. Okay, so anyways, you're not outroing for me. Anyways,
next week for the next
we hope you
episode
enjoyed.
of
This has been the
PuLSeCast.
3rd episode of the PuLSeCast. I'm PuLSeMerge, and that's KinGz. He's PuLSeGroove, and oh, you are. Shut up! It's not blocking my outro. PuLSeHype. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.